Okay, so you want me to start?
Start whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm ready now. Well, it's my privilege to say greetings to all of you down in the Palm Beach Gardens area, one of my old stomping grounds. And I really want to apologize again for not being with you. When Lieutenant General Bob Shelberg talked to me almost a year ago, I couldn't believe it, and I was so excited about being able to come down and join you at your fourth annual gala. Sometimes things don't work out the way you plan and the like, and so for the last 8 weeks I've been kind of grounded, if you will, up here during my wife's hospitalization, but she's slated to come out of there Tuesday, and hopefully everything will be back to normal. But more importantly, for me at least, I'm the one that's really missing out on seeing those young ROTC people acting as escorts, missing out on the Palm Beach pipe and drum outfit, and more importantly, missing the opportunity to be with so many great people for such a wonderful purpose. The Wounded Warriors of South Florida program is one that I'm very, very familiar with, having spent 11 years as chairman of the Semper Fi Fund and the America Fund. Well up to speed on the various charity efforts around the country. There are many, 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 as you know, and some are good and some are not so good in the like. But I can tell you that the group that you're supporting tonight is one of the best. Anytime, and I know that Bob is going to talk to you later about the fund and what they do and the like, and so I'll leave that up to him. But anytime that a charity can provide over 80% of what they take in to the people, to in our case, in this case, the wounded warriors and their families and the like, and that's a good charity. And your charity that you're supporting tonight is better than that, and I'll let Bob brag about that. I want to talk to you a little bit, though, about this whole idea of taking care of our wounded and their families and the like. It's been a very, very difficult, long period of conflict, as we all know. And many of these wounds that have been suffered by our men and women overseas are very serious and very difficult to deal with and the like. And more importantly, they take a long time to heal and the like. And also there's this problem of trauma and brain injuries and the post-trauma distress challenge and the like. All of these things take time, and some of them don't occur really until 7 or 8 years later. And so we have to stay on this, and we have to be vigilant, and we have to keep taking care of our people and the like. And speaking about the people, I want to say, I was privileged to serve for 41 years on active duty in your Marine Corps, and I retired in 1991, and so that's 24 years more. You never really retire. And the point I want to make about all this is that over that period of time, I was privileged to meet a great many young men and women. 2 tours during the Korean conflict, 5 years in Vietnam, and of course the Persian Gulf War, all of that. And the people have been magnificent. And what I want to tell you today is that in my over 60 years of experience, I have never seen better young men and women in the armed forces than we have today. They really are truly magnificent. They're bright, they're smart, they're quick, they're different, and that's good. And they want to do what has to be done, and they're very proud to serve their nation and do what must be done regardless of the circumstances. And so we're very fortunate to have the young men and women that we have today. And the servicemen and women that serve, really, they serve because they want to serve. There's no other real reason. And I don't know what we do in this great country to deserve that kind of support, but we ought to be thankful for it, and each and every one of us ought to really tell everybody just how great they are. I want to take a moment, too, to talk about the speed in terms of a fund that's trying to help our warriors. And that's one of the things that the South Florida Foundation does very well. They're known, they have a reputation for being very quick within 48 hours in many cases to take care of what has to be done. That was brought home to me many years ago in the Semper Fi Fund and the America Fund as well. I remember, for example, we had a sergeant, an Army sergeant in Tampa, Florida, who had been a Marine, went in the National Guard, as many do, and was an Army sergeant. And he was out of work, and he had been seriously wounded, and they were going to foreclose on his house. I don't know what gets into these mortgage people. I think sometimes maybe we ought to shoot some of them in the leg and watch them roll around the ground, but that's another story. But anyway, the point I want to make is that we found out, one of our volunteers found out on a Wednesday afternoon that they were going to close his house. That Saturday morning, as they drove up to foreclose the house, a FedEx truck drove up with a check for $20,000 and took care of it. So that's what happens when your fund can act quickly, and that's what your fund in South Florida does. It acts quickly, and I would encourage you to continue that great record. Some of you may be wondering here what's in the bag. This is my wife's medical service dog. It's her teacup poodle, and she's right here, and she wants to say hello to all of you as well. We never leave her alone. And if any of you former Marines out there, and there's no such thing as a former Marine really, any Marine out there that tells anybody that my teacup poodle has pink toenails, you and I are going to have trouble later on. But at any rate, Cozy wanted to say hello and wanted to thank you as well for what you do for our people. And I guess my orders were to get in a car and to come to Northwest Washington and to the NBC studio and to speak for no longer than 7 or 8 minutes. And so I think I've done that. I've carried out my orders. Nobody really pays any attention to over-the-hill commandants or anything like that. And of course, I'm now the oldest living commandant, so that makes it even harder yet. But I do have one order or one instruction or one request to make for all of you, particularly you wounded warriors, and thank you again for what you've done. I'm really sorry that I missed the history of the flag speech and the like by Brian. It was just really bad that I couldn't be down there with you. But I do have one request for all of you, really. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you, and as they say in the Nation's Corps of Marines, Semper Fidelis.